Howdy y'all. In the next few videos, I'll be going over different things for gluing wood for lathe projects. Let's get to it. As I mentioned, we're going over multiple things for getting projects glued together for lathe projects. First and foremost will be the gluing and little tools to spread the glue. So I'm going to go over these three that I have on hand. There's a fourth one, but it's the same as one of the others. So this one right here is just small little squarish rectangular end, and it's for spreading glue. But these work really good for getting a nice little crevices. So if you're gluing something that has crevices in it, this works really good for getting there. As you can see, it's not very thick, but on the wider end, it can get it down in there, and it works exceedingly well. Got these from Rockler years ago. And what I used to use for the longest time was just a random piece of wood, a stick, anything to spread glue around, but then was introduced to these from Rockler, and they work great. So the next one is just going to be pretty much the same thing, just wider. So if you're trying to get something down in a crevice, it works really well. One thing that I will note for projects such as getting stuff ready for a lathe project, I don't like using the squarish ends or the rectangular ends where it's just perfectly squared off, because when you're trying to go back and forth on a project, you really have to move your wrist a lot. You really have to do a lot of work. What I like to use is this one. Now, yes, it has a squarish end on there, and it has this so that way it doesn't bend as much, but I like using this end. Reason being, if you have a piece of wood and you're trying to spread glue, you don't have to do as much bending around, whereas if you have a squarish end, you really have to do a lot more work, in my opinion. That's just the way I see it. That's why I really like using the diagonal cut. Now, what you can do is if you have a lot of the squared off ones and you run out of these, either they go missing, too much stuff on the end where they're gunky and whatnot, you can cut the other ones at an angle. I just like buying them this way because they do come in packs. I use all of them. It just depends on which project, what time, what's going on. But I really enjoy using this diagonal one for the smaller projects because it spreads around the glue so much easier, in my opinion, the way I do it. And it just works really, really well. Now, y'all will want to get all the glue off these because it will harden. These work pretty good at getting the glue off. It's not like if you have it on a piece of wood and it sticks there forever. This, you can work it off. I do recommend cleaning it as much as possible when you're done with it. I try and do that. Obviously, sometimes it just doesn't happen because things pop up and I need to attend to them. But for the most part, I do clean this off right after I'm done using it with the glue. But even then, sometimes just a little bit stays on there and I don't see it, and then it hardens and then you'll see it. So I would really recommend getting a pack of the diagonal ones, or get a pack of different kinds and you can see which ones you like. So if you don't know what kind you like, I would recommend that. But for what I do with the small projects that you've been seeing more of lately on the lathe, I like using this diagonal one. This is my primary one to go to for spreading the glue around. It works exceedingly well. And if you're all hearing a little crackling in the background, I am having to burn some wood because I have wood that I really need to get rid of. And so I'm burning it. And it's not for keeping warm or anything, it's middle of the day, but I am planning to use the charcoal for multiple things. But one thing is with my very best friend for some crafting. I highly recommend that y'all go over to the Pixie Girl Reads channel. It's my very best friend's channel. It's Pixie Girl Reads, and there's so many different things that are vlogged about there. There's traveling, there's books, crafting, shopping hauls for decorations, for in the middle of the year, especially seasonal stuff. Absolutely amazing channel. So I highly recommend that y'all go to Pixie Girl Read, subscribe. There's gonna be a lot going on there. We'll be doing crafting on that channel with her, but I'm planning to do something with the charcoal. I've not told my very best friend about it yet because I want to see if it works first. And if it's dud, it's a dud. But I'm thinking it'll work. I think it'll work just fine. So I'm gonna get some charcoal, kind of get some pieces, try it out. So if y'all go on over to the Pixie Girl Reads channel, you might see some of that on there. There's gonna be other things, including some wood stuff on the Pixie Girl Reads channel. So don't forget, it is Pixie Girl Reads. Be sure to go over there, subscribe, and there will be more videos about gluing wood. I know I haven't talked about it too much on the channel. I just haven't had time to really go over it. So there will be more things about the gluing of wood, getting it ready to be turned on lathe or for other projects. But if y'all see these, especially if they're on sale or on discount, I would recommend the diagonal ones. So that's it for this video. There will be more coming up very soon. Again, be sure to subscribe to the Woodworking Cowboy and Pixie Girl Reads channel, and I will see y'all in the next video.